Welcome to the Oil Stream. Tom Gazzola with Hernan the Man Salas and YouTube Trev inside the EST HQ. Hello, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your snowy Friday. It's winter.
Winter has arrived.
It has arrived. Kind of sucks, but whatever. It's winter. It's November 15th.
Does suck.
Yeah. We're going to be okay. We're in it together.
We are. We'll get through this, guys.
All right.
You hear that, Zach?
Okay. He says winter's awesome. ODR season coming up right around the corner. It is the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Get in on the conversation. As always, text us 780-218-9999 and then get into the nasty chat. Let's talk about what happened last night. Oilers get the win in overtime, blow a lead. Yep. McDavid, 1,000 points. Darnell Nurse being the driver offensively for the Oilers. Overlooked somehow last night, but lots to get to. Edmonton hitting a 3-game winning streak for the first time this season, off to a 3-game road trip through Eastern Canada. We've got Keep It or Clip It making its debut on the Oil Stream.
Nice.
It's going to be fun. It's going to bring up a lot of conversation and debate. Reed Wilkins in the house. Let's go. How you doing today? We had a good post-game show last night.
We did.
Yeah.
I feel dirty over here.
Why?
I don't know. It just feels different. I'm so used to sitting there, but it's cool. I can see Trev.
Is that because it's Joaquin's chair?
I can see Trev. It's Reed's.
It's very quiet today.
It's Lieutenant Eric's chair. It's Reed's chair. It's sometimes your chair. Well,
so
no,
wherever.
And
I have no chair here.
Yeah. No, it was a fun night. You know, you always interact more when the Oilers lose, but you know what I've noticed lately?
Tell me.
Oiler fans are coming out because even when they win, like, nasty chat was humming. The
pretty good
inbox
last
was
night.
going great. We had a lot of viewers, a lot of listeners. It was great. It was fun. Historic night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Darnell Nurse, for a guy who takes a lot of heat, showed up last night. It was great. It was great to see. Started the pass to McDavid for the big goal, and then he sniped two. I know I was listening back to the post-game show, and I said, what a pass by Draisaitl. It was McDavid. I was just
You're nitpicking. I like that.
I was emotional at the time, so I mixed those two up. But yeah, what a great finish. And good for the Oilers. And more importantly, Tom, a 3-game win streak.
A 3-game win streak. First time this season. We'll see if it extends to a 4-game win streak. I know the Leafs, I don't know, like an okay start to their year. I know Matthews is banged up. Early in the season, they were getting called out by Craig Berube. Edmonton, historically, you pointed it out yesterday on the post-game show, doesn't play particularly well in Toronto.
No.
Especially in recent years.
Remember
We'll see what happens.
Last year was
bad.
a Hudson's night.
It was a Hudson's
I was
night.
there. But that game was over in the first period.
They got absolutely dummied.
That's when Dusty joined you on the post-game show, and he was only supposed to join you for a bit. He ended up staying the whole
Yes.
because he was fired up. And I remember that game because everybody was upset at Evan Bouchard.
Well, he had a bad game as you break the microphone.
Yeah, for some bad defending. So I remember that because I didn't watch the game because I had to go to a birthday dinner. Then I came back after the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, it's good times.
Really quickly, you're wearing a nice Elks, looks
am.
like a windbreaker type jacket. It'd be perfect on the golf course. Shout out to Nick Anderson.
Yes.
Rookie of the year in the CFL.
Awesome. Well, we talked about it last night a bit on the post-game show, but great to see Tommy.
He had an excellent season.
This guy's worked his butt off to come in and lead the CFL in tackles as a rookie is truly, truly outstanding, and it's just great to see. And he's the first green and gold player to win it since Dexter McCoyle and Darrell Walker won it in back-to-back years in 14-15.
Those are two good players. Obviously, football careers are brief.
Yes.
The guys that can extend it to a decade, it's rare and it's special. Dexter McCoyle had a good run in the CFL and NFL, and then Darrell Walker also had a good, I would say, like 6 years in the CFL.
I mean, his best years were his first couple in green and
Edmonton,
gold,
yeah.
and then kind of went to Toronto and went sideways. And
Big money, though.
Dexter McCoy was awesome.
Yes.
One of my favorite players. Tom, that had a really short stint.
Dexter McCoy?
Yeah. Because he didn't play long in the CFL.
No.
No.
Bookended his career, CFL, with the Elks, I believe. I think he had some time in Sask, did he not?
Toronto.
Okay, my bad. All right, text us 780-218-9999. It is the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza, and let's break down what happened last night, and we'll look ahead to this upcoming 3-game road trip through Eastern Canada. We'll have Keep It or Clip It. Should be a lot of fun. Hello, K. Gill, saying, McDavid's post-game interview made me tear up. Damn, we love our captain. Is it me, or is Nurse playing much better with Brett Kulak at Edmonton Sports Talk? I'll just preface your answer. I'll just say I think Brett Kulak or not, Brett Kulak has certainly helped. He's having a very strong season. I think Darnell Nurse has put together a very respectable year, Brett Kulak or not.
I think so, too. He's been way better than last year. Now, within the game, I think with Gage, we were talking about yesterday, he still has those blunders that he has to work out of his game. But overall, as a whole, he's been a lot better than last year. And listen, you said the word realization that this coaching staff has realized that Kulak can play probably 4 or 5 more minutes than they were playing him last year because Kulak's been awesome.
He's been very good.
Yeah.
That's why last year people were like, well, they need an upgrade on CC. I get that. And some people, not a lot, some float up, well, they should trade Kulak. It's like, why?
No.
Why?
It's what. Listen, as good as Nurse and Kulak are playing, the defense needs an upgrade. Yes, and I think
we agree with that.
That's still a plan for this management team. But yeah, like for me, you're not trading Brett Kulak, man, and that guy's even better in the playoffs. So for me, no, and he's playing over 20 minutes a lot. He's kind of moonlighting on that second pair from time to time, and I think it's just a great call there by Paul Coffey. He's saying,
and Mark Stewart. You have to give Mark Stewart credit.
Some of these guys are not working with Nurse on a regular basis, on every shift by shift. So I'm curious to see who made that call and say, hey, why don't we try Kulak up there a few times? Mix it up.
Yeah.
And if the game is tight, they're rolling with Nurse and Kulak because look at the ice. Dermott played 5. Stetcher was at 8 minutes.
Did not even notice Dermott out there last.
I noticed him on one shift, and that's why 11-7 sucks. And I think it sucks for defensemen because you lose kind of your groove unless you're Ekholm and Bouchard because you're playing no matter what a regular shift together.
Correct.
Right.
All right. K. Gill with his wishes for the team in the nasty chat. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Pedersen, Kulak, Emberson, wink, wink.
So why are the Oilers Pedersen?
No, it's just Carmen gets too
excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
God bless you. Thank you for watching and listening, Carmen.
I'm always curious why teams would trade one of their best defensemen.
They don't.
Okay.
They don't. Also, I'll just follow up with D-Man Talk. Again, I said it on the post-game show. Great program. Check it out if you can. We appreciate that. But had a conversation with a couple of scouts from other teams and asked about Dante Fabro. And the response I got was soft. Soft. Not really reliable. Metrics be damned.
And I saw someone posted on Twitter, Tom, and it was just a fan. And I really like what this person said. I wish I should have bookmarked it to give him credit. But he said, can Oilers fans stop asking for scraps?
No, because they always want whatever's out there.
Because Matt Benning hit the
dog
waivers,
on a bone.
And everybody's like, get Matt Benning. I'm like, really? Like, we have 3 defensemen here that are in and out of the lineup. We don't need another one. The Oilers, Stan Bowman, put your faith in this management team, okay? Because they haven't, outside of a few moves here and there, sure, but they've been mostly good. Jeff Jackson, Stan Bowman, whatever. Outside of the offer sheets, okay? They're going to get a defenseman. I truly believe that. And a quality one. So not every defenseman that hits the waiver wire, the Oilers need to go grab. Because then you're just doing exactly the same thing over and over again, getting a 6-7 defenseman that's going to come in here and rotate in and out.
Disappoint the fan base.
Yes. So stop it, please.
For the love of everything that's holy.
That's my Christmas wish. Stop asking for every guy that hits the waiver wire. Okay,
were you good this year? Or were you naughty?
I was good.
Okay, you'll get that then. Let's go to James. James says, I really didn't like the second goal that Pickard let in. I know the team in front played it wrong, but Pickard needs to stop that shot. I agree with you, James. I said it last night, post-game show. You need to stop there. The way it kind of like rattled off the inside of his, I think it was blocker or inside of his right pad and threw him, and it was Cole Smith. You and Reed were talking about it in the bullpen, and then I kind of listened in and shared some opinion on it too. Not a great goal all around. Played terribly. And you were saying, like, how does Cole Smith get a partial breakaway and 3 guys, 2 of them kind of bundled up together at center ice, not recognize where he's at?
Because Cole Smith is above the center line, right, on the left side. Emerson's inside the blue line.
What did Emerson do with that puck, too, by the way?
He
fumbled it, and then like a light shot to the end boards.
And Nuge and Kulak are at center ice behind the center line.
Yes.
So I'm just mind-boggled of like where everybody thinks they were going on that one. And listen, they won the game, so let's be positive. But you cannot let the fourth line of the other team score 2 goals on you.
And one of them was, or both of them were on the first line, against the first line, was it not? Yeah.
I mean, the McCarron, he probably heard us talking smack about him, Tom, because that was a hell of a tip. It was. Whether it was a fluke or not.
But did you see the 2 Oilers right in Calvin Pickard's eyes? I'm like, oh, that was bad. Nice tip by McCarron, but if Calvin Pickard saw that, it didn't have enough heat that he couldn't just be like, got it.
K. Gill says, Hernan, who is the guest on who we acquire? Give a name, bud. Well, no.
Well, if you listen to Hello Hockey on Saturdays with Sean Bell, Tom Gazzola, you'd know that David Savard's name has been brought up by NHL insider David Pagnotta.
But David Savard, for me, doesn't...
it doesn't tickle a lot of people's fancy, but it's
I'll say this
one that keeps getting a lot of traction.
I'll say this to K. Gill. I'd give it to the end of November, and then you see the teams that are going to be out. Mm-hmm. Nashville, for example. But you guys... Yes, can the Oilers get a top 4 defenseman? Of course. They're not getting an elite top 4 defenseman.
Why not, Hernan? Why not?
Because the Oilers don't have the prospects, right? Oh, they have a few, but are they willing to move on from them when they don't have a lot? And who are you moving from the current roster?
Oh, I can
with
tell,
value.
I know who the fans would probably say.
Yeah.
Jeff Skinner.
Because, K. Gill, I'm not going to just throw random names like many fans do. And that's okay. I get it. That's what fans do, and it's exciting. I used to do it too. Trust me. But, like, I'm not just going to throw out names just to throw out names. And I brought this up with Gager. Like, this is how it starts. Someone says one name, Danforth. Okay? And then everybody jumps on that.
Lafferty, Danforth, what other ridiculous
Fabro,
ones?
Before you hit waivers. Like, and that's the thing here. Like, I'd have to go through every roster, look at every contract, and then I can give you an educated guess of who I think they would go after. But I'm not going to say Marcus Pettersson because Pittsburgh still thinks they're in it. They might not be by 2-3 weeks from now.
Yeah, they have about a 10-day window here where they're going to...
And he's on a team-friendly deal. He's one of their better defensemen. I just don't... Why would Kyle Dubas do that?
Because they need to figure out if they're busting this up or if they're going to keep it going.
What would it cost to get Pettersson?
I don't know. They just re-upped him, though.
That's what I mean. So it's guys, you do you. Like I'm joking that please stop asking for every guy that hits on waivers. Listen, I get the excitement. In my 20s, Tom, before I was in the media world, I was the same way, man. I wanted every player. I thought
salivated for news.
Yes, because it's fun and
tidbits.
I get it. But all I'm saying is I believe they will go out and get a number 4 D-man to play with Nurse. Who that is remains to be seen. We got to wait till teams fall out. Who's willing to move?
Yeah.
What the Oilers are willing to move.
That's fair. Request for Trev. Can you rename today's show from McDavid Makes History to Hernan Hates Oilers Fans?
No, I don't.
I'm kidding. You want to say something?
I love them because they're passionate. I love it because they're passionate. But, guys, Matt Benning and Dante Fabro, come on, people. Yeah, we should want better than that. That's all I'm saying.
Aim low and achieve. Trev, get in here. I haven't heard from you in a while.
What's up? How's it going, boys? What's up, nasties?
What do you think about everything?
How the heck we doing?
About?
What's up?
With acquiring someone?
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm guilty of it. I see a name and I'm like, you know.
You get very excited still.
I still do.
We haven't beat that out of you yet.
I got to be a little bit more realistic. They're going to address their defense. Will it be soon?
No.
Do you guys? Yeah, like it's not going to be. This isn't going to be until later. March, February, right?
And this patchwork seems to be working
so far.
Yeah, and so you'll see what they can do right now, I'm liking a lot from Kulak. Nurse is he's skating really well right now. I feel like he's always shied away from skating with the puck for whatever reason. Maybe is it the confidence? That's probably what
Good
it
point.
is. And I love it when Darnell he looks at his options. He's like, you know what? I can take this puck to the other end. No one's gonna. He's so fast and he's so big, and that's
he's an
something.
athlete.
He is. It's incredible when he really gets going. You're just like, man, like no one's gonna stop Darnell Nurse when he's really going. Yeah. So I've been seeing a lot of that, and really started to see that with Darnell when McDavid went down. I think he kind of took it to his own. He's like, you know what, I need to step up here. And that's when I really noticed Darnell pick up his game, but Kulak as well. So yeah, they're looking really good. And you got some time. They're playing okay with the defense that they're getting right now.
Yeah.
And with the Pacific being the way the Pacific is, it's
weak.
It's very weak right now.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a big of an issue as it was last year. You know, the team's not where they were last year at all. This is something that they're going to address, but at the same time, they don't need to address it quite yet. So
No, and you bring a great point, Trev. I think confidence is high with Darnell right now.
Did you see that little head bob?
yeah, like when was the last time you saw that?
And he's
from
having
Darnell?
fun.
It looks like he's having so much fun.
Yeah, that's great to see. If him and Tommy, great point too, because patchwork defense. But if Kulak and Nurse continue to play like this, Bouchard should get better.
Mm-hmm. He hasn't been particularly
And
good.
Ekholm's a stud. You can wait till the deadline,
Yes. That's best case scenario.
right?
It's contagious.
And now,
It's very contagious.
if this management team doesn't get that defenseman that the Oilers need, then I will sit here and I will say it's a fail, an epic fail, because you can't go into the playoffs with this defense.
No.
You can't.
Oh, no. This team's going to look different. The roster will look different by the time we get to the postseason. I think there'll be 3 or 4 different players. You know, we'll be flushed out. You won't have Vasily Podkolzin playing on your second line, which to me is ridiculous still.
Well, K. Gill wants a name, so I'll say Hedman. I'd really like it.
Oh, okay. Very reasonable. There you go, Carmen. Enjoy that one.
I'm kidding.
Do not put it on Reddit. Do not put it on Reddit.
We love Carmen because he's very passionate.
He's very passionate
about the
We know
Edmonton
this.
Oilers, and he only wants good things for them.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I share in his enthusiasm.
Chris G says, Lafferty, I am laughing. Ace says, I prefer when Darnell Nurse just makes a simple, common sense 15-foot pass to a forward on a breakout. He had a couple errant passes yesterday. There was one, I think, that went for an icing. I think he had all the time in the world, and I'm like,
Well,
okay. And then it went like straight down the ice, icing, and I was like, well...
There's another one in
No.
the third when he was like just to the left of Pickard. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he just sent it straight up the middle, right to the defenseman of the national pride.
Yeah, he does that still.
And you get to all the forwards are just standing there by the boards going, what just happened?
What was that? Anyway,
He's a good boy.
3-point night for him. Big goal in overtime. Good recognition with Draisaitl and McDavid coming down.
Did he say play La Bamba, baby, when he scored?
I don't know. Is that what it was? Did we get a lip reader on that?
I'm going to look again, but that's immediately what I thought.
You like that song, don't you?
Yeah, I love that song. It's a great song. And the movie's pretty good, too.
It is with
Classic.
Richie Valent or
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Diamond Phillips. Great
I am
movie.
surprised you've watched La Bamba. I love that track.
The Day the Music Died.
Yep, it's a classic. I'll admit, I have seen it recently, within like the last 3 months. But yeah, I liked it.
Who was he in that plane crash with? There's a couple of famous musicians in there.
Oh, there was.
The glasses guy?
Yeah,
Buddy
no,
Holly?
that's going to
Buddy
escape
Holly.
me. But interesting story. Like I had no idea. I learned a lot in that movie. I did, and
Did you
all
like-
because of the flip of a coin. Like that's
Yep.
how unfortunate is that?
Did you like Bob? You love a wild man, eh?
Bob, is that
His
the brother?
brother.
Yeah. He was. That was good.
Oh, I wonder
Bob's
how much
funny.
of the nasties.
Interesting critter.
How many of the nasties have watched the La Bamba? There's only one, right? Yeah. The classic with Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah.
How many people have actually seen it though?
Great movie.
That makes my heart happy that you two have watched it.
Buddy Holly was in there. Waylon Jennings gave up his seat on the plane to J.P. Richardson, who was sick with the flu, and they were trying to get to the next venue.
Big pop.
Buddy Holly had
Big bopper. C-Run says. Buddy Holly, Big Bopper, and Richie Valens.
Yeah, that's the day the music died.
How crazy was it? He was 17 years old.
That is insane.
Hey?
Yeah. Anyway, play La Bamba, baby. We think that's what Darnell Nurse said after the big win. Edmonton's got 3 straight. This is the Oil Stream. McDavid, 1,000 points. The Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. They have their new holiday menu. Take a holiday break at BP. Try their new holiday menu. Celebrate the season with Boston Pizza as your go-to holiday hideaway. Gather with family and friends over their festively delicious holiday menu featuring indulgent dishes, delightful desserts, and signature drinks crafted to add cheer to every moment. We will be at Boston Pizza Westgate tomorrow for the 5 o'clock Oilers-Leafs game. We're on the air at 4 p.m. I talked to Curtis from BP Westgate yesterday. Said they have a cooler, they have a speaker system, and then they have a bunch of shirts and jackets and stuff. A lot of great giveaways, some GCs as well. It's my dad's birthday at BP tomorrow. He's coming down to watch the game. Nice. Some friends and family. I know some of our crew's going to be there. I tried to convince Lieutenant Eric. I think he's going to make an appearance. You like to come down for a bite while we watch the game?
I mean, if it's snowing like this, I'll be staying here.
Oh, come on.
No, I don't do snow, Tom.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I know. I know.
I love to see Reno, though.
Yeah, he'd love to see you as well.
Buy him a bevy.
He would like that. It's his birthday.
His birthday.
All right, Connor McDavid hits 1,000 points, guys. We're going to get to more on this and keep it or clip it, which is going to be fun, making its debut on the Oil Stream today. However, the way he got it, the emotion, we saw some texters saying, love how emotional he got. He was very reflective about it. Hernan, good that he got it away, or got it taken care of and done with on the first goal of the game for the Oilers.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great to see, and it was awesome because on the first shift he almost had it right. Like,
yes,
he went behind the net, and I thought he was going to try to bank it off
and make me look like an absolute genius. Didn't happen.
But I think the wonderful, the beautiful part of sport is that it was the pass from his best friend, his running mate on the Edmonton Oilers, and the second assist to another guy that's part of their core, part of their crew, and Darnell Nurse, and you saw his dad's reaction, which is awesome. He got a little emotional with Gene, too. Mm-hmm. Connor got emotional with Gene. And I think Gene after the game in the in-house interview, and you see Dry hug him on the bench, too. And then at the when they all went on the ice to hug him, and then at the end, you see, like, just the 3 of them hugging. Like, Darnell Nurse, Leon Draisaitl, and Connor McDavid. Like, it was just
They're very close friends.
Yeah, an extra bro hug. So it was great to see. It's beautiful. And we said it yesterday on the pregame show, like we here in this city, like it's mad crazy for the Edmonton Oilers, and we love it, and we love the passion of the fans, and we understand it when they lose. We break down everything, but yesterday was a moment to enjoy the greatness of Connor McDavid and how lucky we are, and especially if you're older and you were able to watch Gretzky and those teams, like. We've been very spoiled here in Edmonton. I know there's been some rough times, decade of darkness.
About 20 years worth of crap hockey.
Yeah, but it's all worth it when you've been able to watch the greats of the 80s dynasties, and now we get to watch Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl do their thing. So it was beautiful. It was wonderful. Like the fan in me, like those are the moments you enjoy and you soak in, and you'll remember.
Yes.
I mean, when I'm an old man, I'll be like, oh, I was working with Tom, but I was in the studio watching that. But it was great. Yeah, it was beautiful.
That's beautiful.
I'm getting emotional right now.
I'm getting emotional.
Trev, are you emotional?
Yeah. He's deep in thought. What are you thinking about today?
Very emotional. Yeah, it was very.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah. It was it was tough. I feel like growing up watching him, we're obviously the same age. Well, he's a year older, but his rookie year, I mean, it's weird. Like in a sense, it's different for everyone, but I felt like I grew up with him in this, like as a fan. Like, so it's cool to see, just looking back at the photos, and you're like, he's young, but like looking back at it now, you're just like, oh my gosh, you don't realize how young some of these, prospects, these kids are.
Babies,
and
man.
The fact
just
that
kids.
What he was able to do, the whole city, the whole nation, just all the pressure in the world, how he handled it, like it's off the ice, it's just as impressive as what he's been able to do on the ice, and it was really cool. So yeah, it was very emotional, and I was like, wow, like I smiled, I was just like, wow, I was just nodding my head. I'm like, he did it, good for him. It was pretty cool. It was, and I love that, like that history kind of stuff, because being a fan, I always heard about the Gretzky's, the records he was setting. No, I missed the 80s and the 90s when all these records were really set.
Yeah.
And this isn't a record, but he's the fourth fastest player to ever do this. 3 games shy of being the third fastest player to ever do it.
Correct.
Beating Mike Bossy, which would have been insane. But the fact that those guys, 80s, 90s, it's a completely different era, and he's doing this now. Hockey has just changed so much. And so it's just a testament of how amazing it is. And so it was cool to watch because I never really got to see any of that growing up.
You know what's wild is they were showing a chart of 0 to 100, 100 to 200, and how many games each one of those 100-point segments took. The last couple and 3 of the last 4 100-point segments were 58 games. One of them I think was 60-something, 68 maybe. But the 800 to 900 was 58, 900 to 1,000 was 58, and I think 600 to 700 was 58, and 7 to 8, something like that. But
yeah,
he's basically almost 2 points a game clip.
Yeah, it was. I know exactly what you're talking about, and it was just always increasing. How the games were just less and less and less. He might have, I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past him. I'm not saying that he's plateaued.
1,100 this year is what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he's done it before. 130, 150 point season. So I wouldn't put it past him at all.
It's awesome. It's pretty cool, man.
It's sick.
Yeah, it is. Very nice.
What was the record he had when we were watching the games when there was no fans allowed? Remember?
I think he got to. Was that 500 points?
I think he got 5 points in one game or 4.
Well, there was a game against Colorado. He had 6.
Yeah.
I remember that was he got 100 points. I don't know if it was a record, but I know right at the end of it because it was 56 games played that
100
year.
points, yeah.
And 56 games played, and he did it with 2 games, 3 games to spare.
Yeah.
He was just
a monster that season.
Because we were all there. I remember me, you, Yaremchuk, Matty, and we got very lucky because we were the only ones allowed.
It was so weird.
It was weird.
we had loge seats, and everyone had their own loge table, which was lovely. But yeah, you're right. But there's no fans. Last night, that was what I was going to follow up with, was the atmosphere in the building for that goal, for the game. There was a nice buzz to it. While the play was going on, there was the murmurs of the crowd. It wasn't like a library like it can be sometimes.
Yeah.
There was an excitement and people talking every time he touched the puck, went on the ice. People got excited. It got a little bit louder, and then he finally gets that point early in the second period, and it pops off. And I was actually looking around, and I'm like, how many empty seats tonight? Because I like to just check. Most of these games are sold out, which is great. Oilers fans turn out. We know this. They travel well. They're very passionate. They're some of the best fans in the league. But there's times where you can see suites are empty, and every suite was lit up. It was busy. People pouring their own drinks, getting their food, but a lot of people sitting in the actual seats in the suites. Loge was full. All the seats, people waiting, anticipating this point. Then they get it. They pop off, and a huge ovation. And I really liked the moment after they celebrated with him on the ice, which was great, where they showed him on the Jumbotron, and it was a candid, he actually kind of let his guard down for a brief second, and he waved like a little kid to the crowd. And I was like, there he is. That's very nice. And the crowd gave him just a huge ovation after that as well. That, to me, was very telling of the mutual affection and admiration between the fan base and the player. That's the one where I was like, well done. Good job. That's it right there. That's the essence of it. And I thought that was very touching.
Yeah, it was great. Absolutely great.
780-218-9999. This is the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas with you. YouTube Trev hanging out inside the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. I was going to throw in another shout out for BP's, which is the presenting sponsor here on the Oil Stream. Of course, Popeyes. They've got the boneless wings, continuation of their bone-in wings platform. And they've got all their great flavors: signature hot, honey garlic, honey barbecue, garlic parm, as well as classic. Now they've added the big box, which they brought back. That's a 2-piece signature chicken, 2 regular sides, 1 biscuit, and an option for the drink upcharge. I always say go with the cherry Coke if you're going to get the beverage, and I highly recommend the mac and cheese.
Nice.
I stick by that. I love it. That's my go-to at Popeyes. Boneless,
The spicy
boneless
chicken.
honey barbecue,
Yeah.
right? You get the blackened chicken or blackened ranch,
Oh.
okay, to dip into. Side of mac and cheese. And if you're going to go for a beverage because you're thirsty, cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke.
Love it.
So I was just doing Marcus Pettersson from the Penguins.
Sure.
Final year of his deal.
I thought he re-upped. Did he not?
That's what I'm trying to look. But I'm looking on Puckpedia, and it says UFA
Okay,
next
never
year.
mind then.
UFA next year, 28 years old. He's a left shot, so, I mean, you'd prefer, right? But, I mean, if you're looking at him. But, yeah, I mean, you're tied to Carlson and Letang for another 3-4 years. Ryan Graves as well at 4.5. So, and he has an 8-team no-trade list.
Ryan Graves does or Pettersson?
Pettersson.
Oh.
So, I mean, I highly doubt the Oilers are on that list. Like, why wouldn't you want to go to a Stanley Cup contender, right?
I don't know.
So it could be, but again, if you're Pittsburgh, you're probably trying to move on from Carlson at one point.
Good luck.
No, I know, but
Yeah, but you're right.
and you might want to re-up with one of your better younger guys because those two guys are pretty old, and Letang and Carlson. So
Well, Letang's still pretty old. I mean, how many games have those three played together now? Crosby,
a lot.
Malkin, and Letang.
It has to be a right shot defenseman they get.
I would think so, logically. I mean, the other thing I was going to say while you were teeing that up was I think at this point, if you're an Oilers fan or you're the team, you're like, take any defenseman that makes your team better, solidifies the back end, but ideally you still want that right shot guy. Like, there was chatter yesterday in the press box about the need for right shot D-men and how if you were an obscure right shot D-man going on the waiver wire, you're probably getting picked up because you are an NHL caliber right shot D-man. Whether you're a low end right shot D-man or a high end one, a high end one obviously wouldn't be on the waiver wire, but these guys are getting picked up because it's hard to fill out your roster on the back end with good right shot D-men.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it like ideally you don't want another left because it's just then you're probably forcing one of these guys to go to the
They have
right.
two right shot D-men right now.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, it's ideally you probably want a guy that can
Or
just play
three.
that side.
Stetcher, I
and-
should say.
because you don't want Kulak on the right side for like permanent. And let's just say a Marcus Pettersson type. Can he play the right side? I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have
So-
to ask people in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so definitely interesting. No, but like you said, if the right shot's not available or they can't get it, the price is too heavy. Whatever it is, you just go out and get your best left shot and roll the dice and see what
Grin and
happens.
bear it? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So
This is something that happens down the road, though. And like you said earlier, a lot has to happen. A lot of games need to be played. Teams determining what they are, where they want to go. We heard, talking to Chris Mason yesterday, Barry Trotz with some stern words for his team. They're also in like a week and a half window to decide, okay, what kind of team are we? Are we good or are we bad? Are we going to be bottom dwellers like we are, or are we going to be rising to the top and becoming contenders like a lot of people anticipated them to be? They have about a week and a half, and then Pittsburgh, same thing.
yeah, that's a tough job Dubas put himself in because he's got a lot of unmovable pieces.
How good's Dubas?
Yeah, overrated, man. Everybody fell in love with the young, up and coming.
How are the analytics guys doing? The analytics GMs?
Not very good.
You need a good blend. You use that information because I think it's pretty good, but then you need some of that.
There's just too much being based on that, solely on that,
Yeah.
and you're seeing what's happening with that. And
How's Buffalo doing?
Yeah.
So I'm asking how they're doing because
K. Gill says a good one. I can't believe how badly Stamkos has disappeared, and we talked about it yesterday.
didn't even notice him.
We
last
didn't even
night.
notice him yesterday. That's a bad team.
They are discombobulated.
Yeah, like Stamkos, I swear, I did not notice him the whole game. I noticed
Yikes.
81 March's.
I noticed Marchessault a little bit.
I know.
Philip Forsberg,
Unreal
good player on a bad team. O'Reilly a little bit as well. But it was their. I joked about it last night on the postgame show. It was Nashville's fourth line that powered them to a single point in Edmonton.
To a point.
Salvaging a point. The fourth line. LaRue, Cole Smith, and the Giant, Michael McCarron. Plus some good saves from Scott Wedgwood.
Yeah. How unlikely? Do you think the Oilers? Darren Dreger said on the morning show a few weeks ago. Dusty was still here, I think.
That was a long time
ago. Maybe it was the first week he was sick, and he said the Oilers are working the phones and all that.
Sure.
Can you see Stan Bowman going out and getting that defenseman before the deadline, or do you find it hard just because of what other teams are deciding, doing?
I think it's unlikely.
Okay.
I think.
Would you move up the trade deadline? I would.
Like as a league?
Yes.
To when?
To February, because then
I don't care.
Because this is my reasoning for it. You give the guys that are acquired more time to get acclimated to their team, get some chemistry. Because say you're a team that's fighting for a wild card spot, and you give up some of your farm and some of your prospects for a guy to help you now, and then you miss by 1 point.
Is that not part of the risk though?
But
that's the challenge.
I don't know. What do you feel, Nasties? Do you think it should get bumped up so teams have more time with their new players?
I think more time with the new players is a noble concept, but I like the fact that you got to be up and running quickly. Otherwise, you're screwed. That's the risk. That's the risk. I kind of like that. It's a roll of the dice at times.
Because the NFL did theirs in week 10 trade deadline, right?
MLB does its in like July, I believe.
So it's pretty early. NBA
is closer to what the NHL does, is it not?
Yeah, they're pretty similar to that. I don't know. I'd like to see it moved up. I know it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always been interested by that because what do you get from the deadline? You get about 6 weeks?
20 games at most, roughly. Rams fan texting in via the text line 780-218-9999. Rams fan says, Emberson looked pretty solid against the Islanders. He moves well, seems to have some confidence moving the puck, and has a lot of room to grow. Looks much better in the third pairing rather than with Nurse. And Rams fan, I think we're seeing incremental growth from Ty Emberson, and it's something that's going to continue to take time. I also appreciate the fact that it seems like the magnifying glass has kind of come off of him.
Yes.
And there's this needs a grace period here, needs to grow into the role. And if someone like Rams fan is noticing good traits from Emberson, I think that's probably a good sign. And I think he has gotten better, more comfortable, found his groove a little bit. There's still a lot to go. I think he's just hitting 50 games, just about 50 games in the NHL now as we approach that 20-game mark.
That's a good point. I think the point that I think the expectations have lowered immensely here for Ty Emberson.
It's a realization.
Yeah,
it's gonna take time,
and he probably feels it. But in saying that, he's looked better. Like every game, you're liking him more and more. Outside of the second goal against yesterday, but there's a few culprits on that one. But yeah, he's looking more comfortable. He's playing more though, Tom, because now it's Stetcher or Dermott rotating mostly.
They're clearly the 6-7 now.
Yeah. So good on him. He's just got to keep building. And hey, man, when he hits that game 80 to 100, I'm expecting a really solid young defenseman.
That's fine.
Yeah, and again,
take time.
My expectations aren't too high, but if he can continue to progress, they got a good one here. So
let it blossom, if you will. All right, 780-218-9999. Couple texts here. I haven't checked on the nasty chat. You seen anything over there, Nanso?
There's a lot.
I'll read a couple texts in regard to your NHL trade deadline stuff. Text comes in and says, it'd be nice to get more time out of a pure rental. Trevor in Airdrie says, if you move the trade deadline up, you may end up having less trades because teams still think they're in it and don't want to get rid of players yet. Good point. Troll just says, the NHL won't do that. It's a good idea. Al says, all right. Al's got a long one. Hey, Al, good to hear from you. Hey, boys, loved the game last night. Can't believe McDavid is 1,000 points into his career. Feels like we were all celebrating winning that lottery like it was yesterday. Question about Leon. Leon is having an amazing year, and quietly, his defensive game has been excellent by his underlying metrics. The second line isn't scoring 5-on-5. Leon's stuck with two wingers who have 2 goals amongst them. They have played Podkolzin with him for over 90 minutes. He has no goals and 3 assists. Jay Skinner is a proven goal scorer, has only played 30 minutes with Dry. It's a complete mismanagement of assets. If they decided not to match Holloway, only to sign Skinner for $3 million and trade for Podkolzin, Skinner needs to play on the second line to boost its scoring. He is a complete waste on the fourth line. Al, I know you and I have differing opinions a lot of times and have great conversations about it. I agree with pretty much everything there that you said. I will dog Draisaitl for his back checks and his line changes. But outside of that, brilliant player and very, very strong when he wants to be in his own zone. But the Podkolzin thing on the second line, I think it's a waste.
Yeah.
I appreciate his ability to be a dog on the bone for pucks and to get the puck and quickly pass it to Leon, which is the smart and right way to play it. But outside of that, he has very minimal offensive abilities, and I think he's a good fourth liner. Moonlight maybe as a third liner at times. But as we talked about last night, who are you going to put up there? And Skinner is the other option. And here's another part of this Skinner debate. We talked about on the pregame show with Cass. Jeff Skinner, if you're coming in here and going, well, Skinner's a fourth liner, this guy sucks. What has he done? Well, 3 goals, 3 assists so far this season. Played 10 minutes last night. I said, I think, we, as people who observe, watch, fans of the Oilers, look at guys and expect, all right, we need them to be good in all 3 zones. Every player that plays in orange and blue. That's what you want, right? And I think we, and I include myself in this, get caught up in that idea. And I thought to myself, well, what's Jeff Skinner? He's a hired gun, mercenary, there to provide offense.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a million times. Joe DiBiase from Buffalo, our good friend from WGR 550, said, if you expect defense from Jeff Skinner, you're out of your mind. If you expect Jeff Skinner to be the driver of offense, you're out of your mind. He is a great complementary piece. That's how he's created this career of his, carved it out. He's got 360 goals. He's like a dash 150, by the way, over the course of his career. I think, we say what you will about plus minus. It is an indicator. And if you have that many goals and your career is minus 150, that should tell you something. So Skinner, when you need offense, should be relied upon. But if you're playing in a tight game and you're trying to protect the 1-goal lead, he's on the bench.
Yeah, it's because the question was, did they make a mistake and should they have kept Holloway?
I would prefer to have Dylan Holloway.
Yeah, that's a great question.
They didn't anticipate things playing out the way they did.
But now, I'm not going to say all Oiler fans, a large contingent of Oiler fans were pretty damn excited when
Very
they signed
excited about this.
Has it worked? I don't think he's been terrible. I think these last 3 games where he's, Coach K's kind of stapled him to the bench, played him on the fourth line a bit. He was better yesterday, 100%. Can he still help this team? Yes, I do believe he can because he's a natural, like you said, he can score goals. But in the long term, was it Al who said it?
Yeah.
They might be kicking themselves now.
The Oilers?
Yeah. That they're we should have kept a young Dylan Holloway over an aging and older Jeff Skinner on a 1-year deal. I get that. But you can't sit here and say, well, see, Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman are idiots. Well, no, because at the time, everybody loved that move.
They did.
Not everybody, but a lot of people loved the Jeff Skinner. I liked it. But I
think it still could be good.
I just want him to play, put him with Draisaitl and Arvidsson, let him run for 10 games and see what you got. That's why you brought them in, to play in the top 6, not to play in the third line or on the fourth line. Give him a real shot. And I think they've had a decent look, but give them a long look and see what you got with these 2 guys. I think Arvidsson's been good. He doesn't have the points to show for it, but he's a hell of a player, man.
Yeah. Somebody asked about 11-7 going forward. It sounds like Arvidsson should be good to go for tomorrow. And the Oilers, if you're going, why didn't they call someone up? Accruing cap space.
Yeah, and they're not. I don't think Knobloch's a fan of 11-7.
No.
Like Woody was?
No. Well, Woodcroft had to do it. They were in a jam. And even Jay told us, he's like, I don't prefer doing it. I'd rather go with traditional 12-6. Okay, we need to get to Keep It or Clip It. Some good text coming in as well. So let's get to that as we reintroduce Keep It or Clip It. This is our first time doing it on the Oil Stream. Keep It or Clip It is brought to you by Tommy Guns at Tommy Guns Original Barbershop. We believe a great haircut is more than just a quick in and out. It's about the whole experience. That's why we follow the code, a commitment to deliver the best barbershop experience Every time you visit, from check-in to the finishing touch, every step is crafted with care. No appointments needed. Just walk in, relax, and we'll take it from there. All right, we're going to play Keep It or Clip It. We highly encourage you to get in on it. 780-218-9999. And in the nasty chat, I love how Trev took a break from his basketball match to come and change the graphic. Very good, Trev. Very good. All right, number 1 for Keep It or Clip It. Hernan Salas, I put it out to you and our audience. Get in on the action, please, and thank you. Does Connor McDavid get to 2,000 points?
Keep it. I will never, ever, what's the word I'm looking for?
Doubt, go against.
Doubt Connor McDavid. He is just too fantastic. This team is in win mode, and they're going to be for a lot of years. And why not? I think he hits it. Let's go.
All right, Connor McDavid, 1,001 points through 659 games. Does he get to 2,000? Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it. Second player to ever do that. Him in 99. Do you think it's fitting, too, 4th fastest, 4th youngest, but 99th ever? Are the hockey gods trying to tell us something?
There's some meaning there, bro.
There's a meaning there, bruh?
Bruh.
Connor McDavid, keep it or clip it. Does he get to 2,000 points? He's on an unbelievable clip. Obviously, 132 points last year, 153 points the year prior, 123 in 21-22. This guy should be good for another $120 this year. Can he do that for about 3 or 4 more years?
Oh, yeah. He's only $9.99 away.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, I think he might be able to get to 1,100 this year.
Yeah.
Keep it or clip it. McDavid, 2,000 points. I'm keeping it.
I'm keeping
Nanso's
it.
keeping it. What say you, Nasties, and all of our listeners and viewers? All right, number 2 on Keep It or Clip It, brought to you by Tommy Guns. Edmonton on this upcoming 3-game Eastern Canadian road trip, over 2.5 wins. Keep it or clip it.
I will clip it.
Go on. Show me your work.
I think they lose in Toronto.
Ew.
Because they struggle there mightily.
Yeah, they do.
I think they win in Montreal. And I think they go to overtime in Ottawa.
Ew.
And lose.
Gross,
So
dude.
3 out of 6 points.
I'm going to go bold, and I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
I was talking with the Rogers Place crew, and they were saying, hey, this is a big road trip coming up. I said, yeah, it is. And they go 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. And I
That's
said,
ideal.
I said, why not 3 out of 3? Like, these are not great teams, although the Oilers have struggled against not great teams this year.
They play well in Montreal.
They do.
They play well in Ottawa, but Ottawa can be hit and miss. And Ottawa's
I know.
they got some
A little bit of
gamers.
jam, yeah. And it's a back-to-back situation as well.
I say 1-1-1.
1-1-1. I'm going to go bold here. 3-0.
I like it.
Edmonton has lost 3 straight in Toronto, 5 of the last 6. It's not good. Their overall record in Toronto, 20-31-3 with 2 ties all time.
Is Austin Matthews close? Do you know? Is he even?
He's on IR. I know that.
Yeah, he's on IR. But it was retroactive. I don't even think he's
let's
on
see.
the ice. So
Let's see. Maple Leafs Matthews not available for Saturday's showdown
Okay.
with McDavid. So no.
perfect.
No Matthews versus Edmonton. Keep it or clip it. Edmonton over 2.5 wins on the Eastern Canada trip. All right. Final keep it or clip it. I have a bonus one that Trev kind of wanted to hear people's thoughts on. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets to 1,000 points in his career. Keep it or clip it.
The Nuge, who's a interesting player.
700 right now.
How old is he? 31.
706 he's at. He's got 4 years left on his contract, I believe.
So if he hits 50, that's 200. I'm going to say clip it.
He doesn't get to 1,000.
No. I think he'll be close, but I don't think he'll get there because 31 years old, his play is going to start declining at one point. I'm not saying this.
Some
year.
people will tell you it has started to decline
Sure.
this year. He's not been great this year.
No, 7 points
Yeah.
in 17 games. I'm going to say no. I think he's going to be around that early 900s.
Okay.
But I don't think he gets to 1,000. I'll clip it.
All right. I will. I'll go positive here and bold like I did on the second keep it or clip it, and I say he gets there. I think he's got a few more 60-point seasons in him.
So you think he's going to score? Okay.
294 more points.
Yeah.
I think he could do it.
I think he gets close. I just don't think he will.
He's got to move his feet. Move those feet, Nuge. No heavy boots. All right, bonus keep it or clip it for Tommy Guns Barbershop. Evan Bouchard hits 30 goals this season. What say you?
The Boosh bomb?
Yeah.
Well, if he's going to, you better
Pick it up a bit.
get his butt in gear here.
He's got 4 goals so far this year, 10 points total.
Okay.
Scored 18 last year. This is Trev's keep it or clip it.
I'll say, man, 18 last year, and he had an amazing year.
82 points.
They're off to a slow start. They're getting better. Power play's still not clicking at where they'd want it to be.
Barely scored 2 goals a game.
I'm going to say clip it. 30's a lot.
I agree with you. Clip it. He gets to like 15 this year.
Yeah, I think 15 to 20 is where he's going to be at.
60-point season? 60 plus?
He should be there. He better get going.
Defensive game. He's a slow starter. I think it's safe to say. He's a slow starter.
But when's the last, is Mike Green the last guy to score 30?
Did Brent Burns get there? I know Brent Burns was having that one monster year in San Jose.
That's tough, man. You gotta if he scores 30, he's gonna go on a tear.
Brent Burns hit 29 in 16-17. 27 the year prior.
So I think it is. Trev! Mike Green, last one to score 30 as a defenseman?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So there you go. Keep it or clip it. McDavid, 2,000 points. Edmonton over 2.5 wins on the Eastern Canada trip. Nugent Hopkins gets to 1,000 points. Bouchard, that's the bonus one, hits 30 goals. What are you laughing at?
C-Run. He has to catch Kulak for...
Well, they both have 4, right? Or did Kulak get his 5th?
I don't know.
That's funny.
Nonetheless, that's funny.
That's a good one. That's pretty good. Mike Green did it in 08-09, 31 goals, 42 assists, a monster 73-point season in 68 games with the Caps.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Former Edmonton Oiler.
Yeah, he played 2 big games for them. He really did.
Was it only 2?
And he opted out of the bubble.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was one of the guys.
Could have used him that
out.
year.
Yeah. Can he still play? Right shot D-man? I kid. All right. Any texts that came in for Keep It or Clip It?
Yeah, a lot.
What do we got? Read a few out.
Well, people are saying clip it, but I can't remember for what it was.
For which?
I think a lot of people agree that Connor's going to hit 2,000. As for James B says Bush will probably not get 75 points. Tank V says he ain't shooting anymore.
I know. Good point by Tank V.
T. Wilson says, again, he better heat up if he aspires to.
Catch Kulak?
Yeah.
That's good.
Clip it. 25 goals from Rob from the Grove.
That's a huge season, though. Even if he gets to 20.
Yeah, so it's I can't see him hitting 30. To hit 30, what would he have to be at right now? At least at 8?
8 or 9. I think Trev was drinking this morning.
It was beer of the week, wasn't it?
It was beer of the week,
Yeah.
and they're delicious beers.
He's had a few wobblies, so don't blame him.
Was that Bow Valley Brewing was in? It was great. Great guest. Hey, good job today.
That was fun.
It was. What's coming up today on ESC Afternoon?
Yeah, we got a great show. We'll have Nick Anderson.
Excellent.
He's in Vancouver right now. I think
Smitty the welder's like, what is this? The oil stream or the elk stream?
I know, but come on.
Edmonton Sports Talk, baby.
We got to support both teams. So Nick Anderson, fresh off his most outstanding Rookie of the Year win last night at the CFL Awards, will join us at 1:20. Jason Strudwick, everybody's favorite at 2:20.
I know him.
At 2:20, he'll join us. We're going to ask him about being, because Reed did the sexiest male athletes in Edmonton of all time, and he was top 5.
He should be.
Yeah, so
Because he has a big heart.
Yeah, we'll ask him about the rankings and how he feels about being top 5 sexy.
Well, I mean, that's a heavy burden. You would think it's just a lovely thing, which it is, but it's also a heavy burden. Lots of expectation being top 5 sexiest male athletes in Edmonton sports history
Yeah.
that we've bestowed upon him. Ask him why Shona had to sit in the back in the vehicle yesterday, and the dog got the front seat.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
I know. Shona was making fun of it. I loved it. Just a lovely couple, and Struddy's an angel. So Nick Anderson, Struddy,
Yeah, we'll have
Joaquin.
Gager's boss, Ken Tilley, and comedian as well.
Yes.
He'll come in for a segment and talk some financial stuff, and we'll get his thoughts on Connor McDavid. He's a big Oiler guy.
Yep.
And I want to get his feedback on Mike Tyson, Jake Paul tonight.
I want Mike Tyson to beat this punk up.
Oh, I know.
End it.
End it early.
Big money, smart, brilliant marketing. As much as I begrudgingly hate it, I will keep my eyes on that.
You'll be watching.
Yeah. Huge thank you to everybody who watched and listened. iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Apple Music, of course, EdmontonSportsTalk.com's audio player. And then if you watch on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button on your way out. We really, really appreciate it. EST Afternoons with Joaquin and Hernan coming up next. And you got the Reed Wilkins Show. Great programming right here on EST as always. Big thank you to Boston Pizza, Popeyes, and Tommy Guns for being a part of this fine program. That does it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello Hockey, Devin Dubnyk with us tomorrow. Yeah, we're live on location at Summit. Me and Sean Bell. Ciao for now. Thank you guys. Great combo.